Hello everyone, my name is Zach. I am the Traveling Man and I come to you today from Nagasaki, Japan. My very first time in Japan, and I'm actually on a cruise all around Japan. And in this video, I'm going to show you all the excursions we visit. We're going to be in Miyazaki, we're going to be in Nagasaki, we're going to be in Busan, South Korea. So come on if you're ready, let's get this adventure around Japan and South Korea started. So our first stop here in Aburatsu is Obi Castle Town, and this was big back in the samurai days. And a lot of this is just a recreation now, of course, because that's been hundreds of years ago since the samurai times. But a little distracted on this tour because right as we were arriving here to Obi Castle Town, we got a wireless emergency alert, a lot like you'd get in the United States, on our cell phones. Everyone's cell phones started going crazy in the bus, a tsunami warning. And then immediately after, we got another one. So two tsunami warnings. We just are about 5 miles from the ship, but it said for coastal areas, there is a threat this morning for tsunamis due to a series of offshore earthquakes. I think there was a magnitude 6.6 earthquake not far from here, just offshore. So there is a tsunami risk. So that was pretty new and different. Never really been in a tsunami warning before, but certainly a new experience here. But now going to try to calm down, relax, and enjoy Obi Castle Town right here. Our first stop on our day in Aburatsu in the Miyazaki region of Japan. So we're now transiting from the Aburatsu port area and Obi Castle Town where we were this morning up to near Aoshima, which is where we'll be this afternoon, where we'll visit a shrine there. We're actually going to be going to lunch first at a local restaurant to have some local cuisine. However, we've stopped off here at a look off point because we're kind of early. So we're going to take a look here. I can see the ocean from where I'm standing and no signs of any tsunami, which is nice. I think that threat has passed for this area. But yeah, quite a concerning thing this morning. You know, never been faced with a tsunami warning before. And to happen on the first day here in Japan, that was quite wild. First port stop in Japan, rather. So yeah, let's enjoy some views here and then we'll head off to lunch. Also just saw some monkeys. There are actually some monkeys on this rock here when we first walked up, but of course they quickly retreated back into the forest there. They've been up in this tree. I don't know if we'll see any. I was hoping to get some on video while we're standing right here. Another thing I will remark on here while we have time is just the difference in vegetation here. Of course, being in a completely different part of the world, I've never been in this region of the world before. Never really been in Asia before, but it's just really cool to see just the difference in vegetation. It's like all the trees are different here, and a lot of the plants are different. So that's very interesting. It's been cool to see here and witness here for the first time. Of course, I started this trip in Tokyo, but not quite as many trees as there are here in the southern portion of Japan. Speaking of tsunami, you see this sign here that says refuge stairs, and then there are these stairs right here that go down to the village down below. It's really overgrown, so it doesn't look like a lot of tourists go down there. But the tour guide was just explaining to us that these are made for folks that live down in the village in case there is tsunami. It's a place for them to evacuate if they sense or see that a tsunami is actually coming into the village. They'll run up these stairs here. You can see they come from all the way down to the village. And then there's even the higher stairs back here. All right, so tsunami update. No tsunami, but you can see the high tide. Notice all the debris that's been up here from the high tide, but the tide has regressed a little bit, retreated a little bit. So I think we're in the clear on the tsunami stuff. We have come down from the mountain, of course, now, and are right here by the ocean. So been keeping an eye on it, but I think we're good, gratefully. So the lunch that we had was delicious. They served us traditional Japanese lunch. It was like a box lunch, but then they kept bringing like a hot pot and other stuff. It was really good to have that very authentic lunch, very authentic experience. Now we're in the Miyazaki region of Japan. It's in the southern portion of Japan, and it's known as the honeymoon region of Japan because it's the most tropical region, in fact, of Japan. Very cloudy today, very overcast today, but that is very atypical for this region. It's one of the sunniest locations in all of Japan. Like when you look at it climatological average, it's usually sunny here, but not today. It's cloudy, of course, but it's sunny. I can only imagine if it was blue skies out here, what this would look like. It'd be very reminiscent, I feel of Hawaii. I'm getting very Hawaii vibes. It's very lovely here and very nice to see the surrounding beaches, very beautiful beaches here. So if you ever get an opportunity to come to the Miyazaki region, I highly recommend it. A lot of very brave souls out here too, I will point out. A lot of surfers out here taking advantage of the extremely high waves today. And those are just due to the weather. We had really high waves yesterday on our day at sea. So yeah, really cool lunch, really cool experience here. Just taking it all in. And these rocks here, they're really cool striations to the rock. You can see the formations. These are all natural. This is known as the Devil's Washboard. And you see these all up and down the coast, from all the way down where we started in the port area, driving all the way up here about the hour to Aoshima. You saw these rock formations all along the coast. And folks actually used to come here to do their laundry. So just like washboards you would use to do your laundry. I actually saw a video yesterday on the ship. They were showing in some of the presentations about this port, they were showing some of the folks doing laundry here. So very interesting rock formations here, and I've never seen anything quite like this before, so very cool. We've just left the shrine now, but this is a little area just outside. Here's the entrance over here for purification. So folks would actually take the little scoop, get water, scoop the water into their hands, and then wash out their mouth with it. And it's a way of purifying themselves before they go into the shrine. Welcome to South Korea in the city of Busan, and we're going to start the day here, the first of 2 days here in Busan. High above the city of Busan, I can actually see it down below us here. We're actually at a Buddhist temple, which is the gate and entrance is right back here. We're going to get to go in and check it out. We're also going to have a traditional tea ceremony inside, so it should be a really great time this afternoon of really a good cultural excursion, which I always love when I travel, really getting immersed in the culture of the place. But so far, just to drive over here from the port was about 40 minutes to get up here. Like I said, we're in a really high place. This temple was built in 678 AD, so it's about 1300, 1400 years old roughly. So it's really exciting to be in South Korea for the very first time, and really excited to show it to you. So yeah, let's get this day started and check out this temple here. So this is the temple Bomosa, and this is the first gate that we'll come to. There's actually 3 gates total, but this is the first gate, and it's the most beautiful and most ornate, the tour guide was telling us. But 3 gates to enter, and you're supposed to leave something at each gate as you progress toward the temple. So this is the second gate, which is the guardian gate. So you see each of the guardians here, and they all hold something different as a way of protecting the temple against evil. You also see the angry looks, the mean looks on their faces, since they are the guardians of Mimosa. So actually now we're just leaving a traditional tea ceremony that we got to have here in one of the temples, and a monk actually came in and talked to us about Buddhism, answered questions that we had. They also had in addition to tea, they had green tea and yellow tea. They also had traditional Korean rice cakes, which are very good. So a very good traditional ceremony. Again, very cool cultural moment to get to experience that in South Korea. So a good day so far, and now the tour continues, because now we're going to be leaving the temple and headed back toward the downtown area, I think, of Busan, and we'll see some stuff down there. So welcome to day 2 of our time here in Busan, Korea. And today we're at another temple. It's where we're going to start our day. We have a long day of like a 7-hour tour all around Busan, the best of Busan. So yeah, we're going to start here at this temple, show you some of it, and then we'll be on to the next location. earlier when we came down the gentle slope. Now we're going to go up the 108 stairs, and the 108 stairs is supposed to give you good luck and prosperity. So yeah, here we go. So we're now inside of the APEC house, and APEC stands for Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation, and it's a collection of 21 countries. And in 2005, they had their summit right here in this very room. You can see the placards with the different leaders of the different countries. And of course, in 2005, George W. Bush would have been the representative as the president of the United States. But it was held right here in this building. This building was built specifically for the conference. So they brought us here just to sort of see what this was like. It's a very nice facility, and now it's just used sort of as a museum to commemorate the summit held in 2005, the APEC summit right here in Busan, Korea. As you can see, this is the main entrance. Again, the summit held in 2005, and this building was constructed to host the 2-day summit. And in fact, we're here on Camilla Island. It's a beautiful island, a beautiful park, but most of this was constructed in such a way as to be the place for the summit. I mean, you've got leaders coming from 21 countries from all over the world. You want to have a nice facility. So a lot of the trees here were planted, and now, you know, that conference being about 18 years ago, they now use this as sort of a recreational park for folks. Folks can come walk or jog, run. It's just a nice place for folks to come. Sort of like an urban park, because we're not very far from, you can see right there through the trees. Let me zoom in a little bit. You can actually see the buildings, the tall buildings of downtown Busan. But a very nice park here. So just wanted to highlight that. Very nice to be able to visit. Truly a piece of history right here at the APEC house. So this here is the very popular Haeundae Beach, the most popular beach in Busan. Not a lot of people out right now, so it might not look like the most popular, but it is a very beautiful beach. And the tour guide was actually telling us that in the summer months, particularly June, July, and August, you'll come out here and it's just like a sea of black from the hair of folks out here in the water. She said it's just so many people, you can't even swim. You just kind of have to get in the water and jump up and down. It's not a very large beach, as you can see, but for a city of 3.5 million people, you gotta figure if they're all coming at the same time to the beach in the summer, it's gonna get pretty crowded if this is the only beach in the immediate city area. Of course, there's other beaches around Korea, but the only beach right here in the downtown portion of Busan. But a very beautiful place. The entire city itself, you see the downtown back here, a very beautiful place. And I'll pan back around this way and I'll show you right over here. That's where we were on the island just a few minutes ago, and on around that way is the APEC house where we just left. So just a little bit of wayfinding there. And this Westin here was actually rented out, they said, by the United States during that 2005 APEC conference. They rented it out for the US president. So only he and his team were staying in this hotel during that conference. But a beautiful day here in South Korea at Haeundae Beach. We're now inside the International Fish Market. It's famous here in Busan. Of course, they have fish, but they also have many other types of produce, like well, what we see right here, fresh produce that you can buy. They also have food vendors. Like you can see that over there. They got peanuts and bok choy and eggplant, all sorts of things. Today we're here in Nagasaki, Japan. Of course, Nagasaki, one of two sites of atomic bombings back in the 1940s during World War II. So we're here at the Atomic Bomb Museum, which is right here behind me, and also a memorial to those victims, which is here behind me. We're going to check all this out and explore some of Nagasaki, Japan today. We're now in Peace Park, and of course Peace Park commemorates what happened here in Nagasaki. We are just not that far from the Atomic Museum where we just left. We're also very close to the hypocenter where the actual bomb went off, the location where the bomb went off back in 1945. 21 countries from around the world came together to construct this park, which was dedicated exactly 10 years to the date of the atomic bomb exploding in Nagasaki. So it was dedicated in 1955, August of 1955. So a few things about the statue. You'll see how he's poised there, his right arm up in the air, which signifies the risk and threat that nuclear weapons pose in the world. His outstretched left hand symbolizes tranquility and world peace. His folded right leg symbolizes quiet meditation, and his left leg is poised for action and assisting humanity. We'll also notice the crane here on top with the origami, the rainbow colored origami right here in the center. Our tour guide was telling us that the crane in Japan, Japanese culture, signifies peace. So these pieces of origami are made into these leis of sort and set here to signify peace in this park, also of course named for peace. And the cool thing about our tour guide today here in Nagasaki is she's actually a second generation survivor of the atomic bomb here in Nagasaki, meaning her mother was actually a survivor of the atomic bomb. So she has really great insight into what it was like, because she heard first account stories, unfortunately, from her mother. Located here in the park, this is actually the remnants of the building that was closest to the hypocenter of the atomic bomb. This was actually the Yokohama branch prison, and because of its proximity to the blast, of course, all 134 employees and inhabitants of the prison were killed immediately. So at 11:02 a.m. on August 9th, 1945, this was the epicenter, hypocenter of the atomic bomb. It exploded about 500 meters above the black monolith here. And as a result of the atomic bomb blast, about 1/3 of the city of Nagasaki at that time was destroyed completely, and over 150,000 Japanese people were either killed or injured from the blast. So one more thing to show you here. This is, of course, the Atomic Bomb Museum that we went in earlier. And then back here is a memorial, which I just went in. And this right here is a memorial to the teachers and school students whose lives were lost in the atomic bombing. There are a lot of schools right here in the general vicinity of the atomic bomb epicenter. So unfortunately, a lot of the lives lost were innocent children and school teachers who were just in their school classrooms at 11 a.m. that morning.